signal. Evening, Bex. Sorry, I'm way behind. Way behind. Evening. How is everybody? Is everybody doing okay? Sorry, I've had to scroll on. Hi, Sandy. Oh, bless you. Bless you, Kiana. I'm back. Hi, Sajida. Sajida. I'm really terrible at pronouncing. Sorry. Evening, midnight. Thank you, Serafina. I am way behind. I'm good, Kaz. Thank you, Gemma, love. Sajida. Thank you. Thank you, Julian. I'm good. People talking about me, it's always fun. Don't you think? I'll tell you where I've been. I've been visiting one of my adult children. I went away for 2 weeks to visit my child, my grown-up child. So for all the speculating about, where's Jojo gone? Has she left the app? No, not nearly as exciting. I've been on holiday. Why am I going to go live when I have my adult child to spend time with? Dear me, some people need to go out and touch a bit of grass. Get a bit of a life, do you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's where I've been. In case anyone's wondering, which apparently all-seeing eye, can't see for looking, is what I call them, was wondering. So there you go, can't see for looking. I've been with one of my children. Okay. Do you feel better now? Do you? All right then. I had a wonderful time. Thank you, Mr. The Gaff. I had a wonderful time. Thank you. Evening, Mandy. Thank you for the treasure box, Mr. The Gaff. I had a lovely time. I know, Jan. And fancy not saying anything, hey? There she is. Hey, Kate. I was going to say to you, Wednesday or Thursday, pick a day. Hi, Ellie. L. Douglas, is that you? Yeah, pick a day. Wednesday or Thursday. No, not Wednesday. Don't pick Wednesday. Tuesday or Thursday. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Signal. Oh, Nessa and Bert, I'm so chuffed for you. Hi, Nina. I'll tell you how warm it's been where I've been. 33, 34, 35, where I've been. So I was laughing at people. Thank you, Sal, thank you. I was laughing. Wednesday. No, you can't pick Wednesday. It's the one day you can't have. Any other day from tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tuesday or next Tuesday. Tomorrow, Tuesday or next Tuesday. Should we do tomorrow, Tuesday? Yeah. Thank you, Serafina. We'll do tomorrow, Tuesday, if that's all right with you. Have a catch up. Oh, it's a girl, Nessa. I'm so pleased for you, darling. Yeah, and then I've come back and it was what, 24 here? 11:30, 11:30. Does that work? Thank you, Serafina, love. Thank you, Savage Lexi. You okay? So yeah, that's where I've been. Run off the app. First off, I don't run anywhere, okay? Last time I ran was in 1988. All right. Thank you, Serafina. Thank you, Mystic. Good evening, Michelle. You all right, darling? Usual spot, yeah. Serafina, you all right if you fell on the button? Evening, Charlie. You all right, darling? Oh, honestly. I have. Actually, do you know what? Do you know what the 2 weeks off has given me? A really different perspective on how I behave on the app and how others behave towards me. And I've realised, hey, you munchkin, Oh, bless you. What's your tattoo? Thank you, Nicola. Yay, Rants. You're all right, lovely. I'm waiting to book you in as well for August. Thank you, Jane. It's made me look rather differently. So thank you for those people that sent me messages about what Zach was saying about me on live. What I will say to you is, Zach who? And that's all the mention he's getting. What I will also say to you is, anybody thinking that Zach was friends with Orion need to have another think. You Ghost, you're all right, darling. Okay, just saying. But yeah, Zach who? Evening, Kez. Evening, Mama 5. Evening, Karen. Innit? Innit? Oh, do I? With 2 dots? Oh, wow. I'd no idea. That's amazing. Thank you, Rants, love. Hiya, Harry Potter. Hiya, Lucy. You all right, sweetie? It's all my fault. It's all my... Do you know, never... No, tell a lie. Contacted one once. But it's all my fault. Because I'm head awareness. I'm CEO of awareness. Am I the leader? Thank you, Auntie Di. Thank you, Grendel. It's all my fault. Oh, if only. You all right? How are you doing, Lucy? Mr. The Gaff. I'll tell you what, game playing 1,000,000%. Game playing 1,000,000%. One of the biggest bullies on here. Thank you. Hi, Stardew. You all right? Oh, thank you, Scouse Pebble, love. Thank you, Racing Girl. How are you doing? What? Oh, Lucy, if you need any help, sweet, any advice, please inbox me. I'm very good at a strongly worded email. It sounds like you've moved out of email territory, but if I can help you, please message me. I'm a message away, honestly. Oh, Orion will be watching. Hiya, Amethyst. Thank you, Kiana. I've been away. I've been on my hollybobs. Hi, Exposed. Thank you, Claire. Been on my hollybobs to see my child. Thank you, Nana Karen. Hiya, Coco Beautiful. You all right? To visit one of my kids. Thank you, Spooky Chick. Ooh, holiday. Ooh. Hiya, Tracy, love. Sorry if I miss you. Have you been on holiday as well, Maria? It's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely. Coming back, that's the pain. So yeah, if I miss you in the comments, please forgive me. I don't know what you mean. Oh, Mr. The Gaff. Thank you, Grendel. I'd like to say as well that hi, Miss 89. Hi, Mrs. Coddy. That Rebecca FYP Chaos and Alex and I are all available for booking for weddings and funerals, obviously, with our singing, because we were the backing singers to Orion, the Awareness Choir. That's us. The Cam 2 Choir. Yeah. What's your news, Louie, love? So I do have good news on the Mew front. I say good news. We were singing. We were singing. Even me. You music director, yeah. We sounded better than Orion. Anyway, Hiya, Dan. You all right? Hi, Andrea. Thank you. Oh, you got another cat. Thank you, Becky, love. We're very good at funerals. Hello, Henry Hoover. We're very good for funerals. We find your conductor. We don't need a conductor. We go on our own timing. I am good. Hi, Sarah. We did. We joined in the last few, bars. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Funky Bunky. You all right? You can play tambourine, yes. So yes, on the Mew front, right, bear with. So, I'll just caveat with this saying, Michaela has not given Orion's address out. Okay? What we know is, and this is because somebody else put in a report, you can play triangle, to the RSPCA. What I can tell you without telling you anything else is there is an active investigation into Orion and Mew. Right? That is all very true. So, Orion, evening, Zudo, you all right? I really can. Thank you, Marguerite. So, Orion, you got your cleaner in PDQ, yeah? And you thought that was going to solve all your problems. Thank you, Shrimpy, love. Hi, Jules. Sorry to disappoint you. Not going to help at all. So the RSPCA are in fact investigating you. So when they come round and knock on your door, because they are doing an investigation, so they're bound to do that at some point, and you said, hi, you sweet pie. Are they not? Okay. And you said that you would invite them in and say, yes, please do come in, have a cup of tea. How can I help you? You want to see my cat? Make sure you do that. Yeah, all right, Scorpion Kate. Make sure you do that. Yes, please, Kate. We don't like enablers in here. So they are investigating. Now, they may not have told you that. Thank you, Karen. They may not have told you that, my love, but they've definitely told others. Evening, Michelle. Oh, and they absolutely are. Unless, of course, officially the RSPCA have lied to somebody who's reported them and then have sent that confirmation. Hi, Alex, darling. You sent that confirmation to someone in the awareness. I'd be very careful what you say is a lie, because I'll tell you what I do have, and that's the reference number for the investigation. Thank you, Marguerite. I have the reference number for the investigation. That's for me, should I see anything that I think or I'm not happy with. Hiya, Alice. Right? So if they're not investigating you, that number won't work, will it? So that's a reference number that's attached to the file that they've opened on you. That's all we come with here, Sal. Right? So if there is no investigation, there's no reference number, correct? Shall I put it up? Thank you, Mermaid. I'll put it up, shall I? So that people can make reports about the cat. Thank you, whoever sent that. Thank you. Okay? Hi, you mermaid love. Hi, Bad Luck. Thank you. So don't come in here and tell me that no one's investigating, because they are. And I'll tell you what, they're investigating pretty damn quick because of the What's It show that was you and Diva. And one of the reports they've had, thank you Debs, is that you left your cat in that flat for 5 hours without any air coming into that room, without the fan on, and the cat, by your own words, was panting. No, I haven't been cancelled, clearly. Is that you all seeing eye? Sorry, can't see for looking. Thank you, Katrina. Right? So, you think that just having a clean room is enough, but you leaving a cat, by your own words, long-haired, by your own words, panting when you got home. You think that that's not enough for the RSPCA to remove the cat. What was it you said? That you're doing the basics for the cat. So they won't remove the cat because they're looking at you doing less than the basics. Because they're overstretched, they won't take me off you. Oh, Katie. So nice to see you. Such a shame you've left. Listen, trolls, right? Listen, trolls. Let me just have this. Now you've all got your big girl pants on and you're coming in, right? Let me say a couple of things to you trolls, right? Number one, no weapon formed against me will prosper, is my first comment. Talia will appreciate that one. Now, admittedly, most of you are weapons, but you're quite ineffective. However, no weapon formed against me will prosper. Another thing, it's taking, 15, 20, 30 of you all to attack one person. So, can I respectfully suggest that you all have the issue, not me? Because I'm not attacking any of you, right? And thirdly, projection. Have you heard of that? So you're judging me by your standards, yeah, which means you've got stuff going on in your life that you're not particularly proud of, and you're projecting that onto me, okay? And number 4, say what you like, I don't see it, because I block you, you see, and people know not to send me stuff because I don't care. Do you understand? Right? Happily married, got children, have life, will travel, obviously. Right? If you don't like me, respectfully, that is a you problem. Don't visit it on me. As for answering any of your questions, no. No, I won't be, because do you know what? Here's the thing that you need to hear. Really listen. I owe you nothing. So if you don't like me, block me, move on, have a nice life. If all you've got is to come after me, get a life. Okay? So, screen recorders, save that. That's the only time I'm talking to them. Love you too. Do I think Talia is genuine with me? I don't know Talia particularly well, and to be fair, I don't particularly like her. Do I think she's got Orion's best interests at heart? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. What I will say is I think Maria gave Orion very good advice. very good advice, which was to remove themselves from Zach. Right? I did see your comment, Mia. Right? Absolutely, Maria. I think it was very good advice, and I think Orion needs to. Yeah, just hang on a minute. I think that there is something very insidious going on, and I think that the one thing Orion is not is a victim. Oh, I know, Heather. I am that old. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Crazy Nanny. Oh, there was a whole befriending thing going on, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't. Oh, Lorraine, I'm so sorry you're in hospital, darling. I hope you're on the mend. Kate takes no prisoners. Kate takes absolutely no prisoners. Sorry. Kate takes no prisoners. Kate, if they look mildly offensive, yeet them. I'm not interested. Hi, Thomas. Bear with. That's exactly what I thought, Maria. But I didn't want to say it, but that's exactly what I thought. And not in a very particularly clever fashion, to be honest. When you're sat there saying him, and then having a go at somebody else for not using the correct pronouns. Oh, Maria, straight away. Sorry, you don't. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about him, to be honest. Hey, Nicola. I thought Miss Faye was really good, actually. Thank you, Nicola. And I will say to anybody who, Stephanie, I will say to anybody who is considering transitioning, thank you, Rufus, thank you, Emma. Yeah, Kaz, I totally agree with Miss Faye, not going to lie. The information that Orion has been putting out, and I am still calling them Orion, despite the fact they've slapped on whatever it was with of hormone, right? And I'll tell you why in a minute. You take care, Maria, love. I'll tell you why in a minute. I'm going to call them Orion because nowhere have they changed their name. Evening, Emma. Nowhere have they changed their name. Not legally, right? You've stated, Orion, that you're going to be called Elphaba Orion at Doherty on your passport. No, you're not. No, you're not, right? You will not get past them to get Elphaba placed on your passport, right? You've already had to admit that you're going to be male, which is not, fine. Hi, Eugenia. Thank you, Emma. Hey, Nicole, sorry. Which is absolutely fine, but you will not be called Elphaba on your passport. I can almost certainly guarantee you that, right? All for the Instagram. You just want your Instagram back. Okay. Thank you, Munchkin, love. Anybody who needs to take any medication. You can easily change your name when you are not using the name of one of the biggest musicals out there. Thank you, Katrina. Right? And they will almost certainly not grant a passport in the name of a character whose origins are trademarked, copyrighted, right? They will almost certainly not do it. Thank you, Racing Girl. They will almost certainly not do it because there is no gender recognition certificate. There is no change their name by deed poll. There is nothing to suggest, thank you, Emma, that they are using Elphaba in the name, using that name in any official capacity. Evening, Del, sorry. Hey, you Flick. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Hi, Daisy. Thank you, Rufus, love. So, in my opinion, I don't believe they're going to get a passport in the name of Elphaba, right? Which, again, if you were just honest, Elphaba, this would be, hiya, Lego, this would not be a thing. But because you bring it to the app, we're all discussing it. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, Brighton, yeah. The reason Orion has hormones is because Gender GP, who didn't have to, let me say, thank you, Lindsay, honoured the first prescription. So before they blacklisted him, they honoured, thank you, Lindsay, the first prescription, right? The first prescription are baseline hormones. So they're baseline for a couple of reasons. There's a chance that somebody might say, do you know what, I've changed my mind. Oh, I saw it. Nest of Vipers, I saw it. Thank you, Stacey. Thank you, Lego. Thank you, Munchkin. Are you snitches, babe? Well, you won't miss anything when you block them, will you? Tra. They're all out tonight, aren't they? Eh? So, what happens is they'll give you the baseline. There's two reasons. One, half an hour, darling. One is in case you change your mind, and two is because you can't assault your body with a hormone. It's going to take you time for your body to adjust. So you start off at a small dose. It's like with any medication you are prescribed for any reason, 9 times out of 10, you are started off on the lowest dose, right? Then, if you're with Gender GP, you would then have a blood test to make sure that your liver is coping with the change. Yeah? So, evening, Queen of Hearts, darling. I agree with you, Hondo. I'm not going to lie. I agree with you, but they don't have any places in the UK, so they're not covered by UK law. Unfortunately, I would have rescinded it personally. Oh, do you think so? Hi, Weekatty. Weak cat. Sorry. Oh dear. So to buy them, right? If you are thinking of transitioning, can I please tell you, do not buy your hormones off the internet, right? Go through the proper channels. It is imperative that your health is monitored whilst you are going through physical changes, right? Do not do what Orion is doing. Ever. Thank you, Chaotic Mum. Absolutely, Butterfly. Thank you. Oh, who said thank you, Lego? Oh, bless you, Paula. Yes, Julie, that was why they went with Gender GP to begin with, because Gender GP do not require a gender dysphoria diagnosis. They let you self-diagnose. That's why that's one of the reasons they're not based in the UK, because they're not covered under UK law. Under UK law, you have to have a gender dysphoria diagnosis in order to start the process, right? And that's what you're doing, Orion. You have jumped to step 6 without going through the basic steps first, which is to get your diagnosis of gender dysphoria, which you won't get because you don't have it. And you won't get it because you don't have it because you're not trans, right? So the haters can come at me left, right and centre. I don't care. This is a hill I will die on. You are not trans. And the sooner you drop this absolutely ridiculous charade of yours because you want to hide behind a trans diagnosis, right, the better off you will be and everyone else around you. Okay? You're not going to get a gender dysphoria diagnosis because you don't have it. Because you're not trans. It's really that simple, right? So anybody saying to me, yes, but they got their hormones, and they got their hormones and they didn't have a clue what to do with them. Now, I'm sorry, but I know trans people in real life. And let me tell you, before they've got those hormones, they know exactly what to do. They know exactly how many times to take them. They know exactly the time period that X is going to start happening and Y is going to start happening. And they can't wait. And they are so excited because 3 months from now, Joe, I'm going to have this happening and that's going to start to change, right? So you tell me or show me a trans person who gets their hormones, doesn't bother to read the instructions at all, and then goes and slaps them on in one of the most, one place you don't put them ever, right? And then come back and tell me they're genuinely trans. No, sorry, not buying it. The day you say to yourself, Orion, and it is to yourself, because it isn't anyone else's business, unless you park it on TikTok, I'm not trans. I like wearing women's clothing. I like the makeup. Everyone will stop. Because you will have finally been honest. Right? Yes, you are going to get some people who've bought into your story, your plot line, who are going to be upset with you and who are going to be angry with you, right? But the rest of us are going to go, thank you. Finally, some honesty. Yeah? And this is why people don't like me, okay? Because I say what I think and I come back it up with why I think it. And this is why people don't like me. So if I'm saying something that offends you, that's a you problem. I get offended all the time. That's a me problem. Yeah? If I find something Orion says offensive, that's on me. 9 times out of 10, what I find Orion says is dangerous, irritating, but mostly just dangerous. Yeah? So I am so sorry if you are genuinely trans and you are going through this at the moment and you are having to watch somebody who thinks they can skip the first 4 or 5 steps and go straight to step 6 and then declare that they're trans because they've rubbed some estrogel on in the wrong place, which means we all have to shut up now because you're definitely trans. No, not going to shut up. Sorry, right? Because according to you, trans people who have done this the hard way, the proper way, the legal way, needn't have bothered. They needn't have bothered. All they had to do was get a few coins together, pay Gender GP, and they'd be on their journey. And then if they get cut off at some point, yeah, it's all right. You just buy more. You are degrading the trans community every time you say trans woman, because you're not. You're degrading the disabled community every time you say, I'm disabled, because you're not, right? You're not autistic, and that autistic report is bollocks. And I've proved why, okay? Is it uploaded to your NHS app yet? No, of course it's not, because it's not on the system, because it's not part of the system, because it's false, right? You're telling me that you went and spoke to somebody who diagnosed you with autism and you never mentioned Wicked, not once. Come on now. That's your special interest. Yeah? You do not have ADHD. You don't have it. Okay? I'm on the pathway to be tested for ADHD. I don't know if I have it. However, the way I think and the way you think, poles apart. Poles apart. You don't have ADHD. That I'm absolutely positive of. You don't have autism. That I'm absolutely positive of. And you are not trans. That I'm absolutely positive of. And that is why we don't stop talking about you. Because you sit there and you put misinformation out there. You are neglecting your cat, which is why you get reported. And to all the people that come at me and give me all this power, that I'm the one that's getting Orion stopped from going into different pubs and clubs, right? I don't think you realise quite how big the awareness community is, right? And I've stepped back from doing a lot of stuff because, again, have life, yeah? So you don't like the fact that I come online and I will say this stuff because I don't care what your response to me is. And if anybody, thank you Lego, comes to my door and wants me to explain to them, oh, we've had a report that you've called Orion, sorry, Elphaba, that they're not trans, I will give them all the evidence that I have that proves you're not. Take me to court. Take me to court. Beg you. So if you don't like the fact that I say that, not my problem. Not my problem. Lots of people don't like hearing the truth, Orion. Not my problem. If you don't like it. Because in this room, we support trans people. We support people with autism and ADHD. We support people with depression, with mental health illnesses, with disabilities, with SEN kids. We support all those people in here, right? And we don't support you. What does that tell you? We're all wrong, are we? I don't think so. So, Orion, I know you were probably thinking, oh, good, Joe's gone away. Afraid not, honey. Still here. Orion does not want to change. Orion does not want to change his body, which is absolutely fine. Just come out and admit it. Just come out and admit it. Thank you, Stacey. Because honestly, nobody cares. Nobody cares what you are, who you are. We only care that you're lying about what you are and who you are. Trans people in here saying the same thing. Saying the same. Oh, it is 2 dots. It's all right. That's all right. Hey, Faye. I did, Hondo. And you know what? The trans community have got... no, I haven't. The trans community have got such a better way of saying all this, a much better way of saying all this. Thank you, Brighton. They've got a much better way of expressing this than I have, because I've got to tell you, thank you, Nessa, I got to tell you, right? Hi, Holly. My HRT is stronger than what you're on right now. Right? Thank you, May. Thank you, Fairy. Okay? And that's not a flex. That's me saying I've been to the doctor. Yeah? And I've gone the right way about getting something that my body needs. Yeah? I haven't sourced it off the internet. Thank you, May. Do you know what, Invisible Nobody? I can't diss Orion for saying he wouldn't have the surgery, because not everybody does. Not all trans people do. And that's okay. You know, that's their journey. So I don't even knock him for not having the surgery. What I knock is, thank you. Thank you, Sunny Signs, love. What I knock is, I've taken 2 lots of hormones today and I'm feeling exhausted. I'm not. I'm feeling... Yeah. Good evening, Alex. Oh, bless you, Sarah. So, you know, you may well be exhausted, but it's not from hormones. Like I said, my HRT is stronger, okay? You're on baseline hormones, dear. Thank you. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, all right, Sunny Signs. I have 0 issue with trans people. I think what they go through is hell on earth. And I think that I can't put myself... I can try to put myself in their shoes, but I can't, right? So my respect for true trans people is up here, because I can't begin to imagine what it's like. It's hard enough looking in a mirror when you're in your 50s, and because your brain is in its 20s, and your brain is looking at your face going, is that your mum? Right? That's a hard one. And that's something that changes day by day. Right? So it's difficult to say to yourself, oh, wait, no, I'm in my 50s. Okay. So to not be able to look at yourself in the mirror because what's in here is not represented out here, I don't know how you survive that. And I know a lot of you don't, but I don't know. And my respect for what you put yourself through in order to live your authentic life is through the roof. Right? I look in the mirror and I still think my mum is looking back at me. And it takes me time to process. Oh, God, no, that's not your mum. I see people my age out and about and I think they look old. Insane. And then I go, oh, God, no, they're younger than me. Right? Nuts. Absolute nuts. So I can't begin to imagine what it's like. It's such a shock. I can't begin to imagine what it's like when you end up going to the GP and the GP is the same age as your children. And you're going, what happened here? What happened? So for Orion, to say, oh, I'm definitely trans, and I'm anybody that says I'm not is transphobic. I still do, yeah. If you want to call me transphobic, if that makes you feel better, Orion, you have at it. Have at it. Thank you, Holly, love. Right? Oh, and you're going on antidepressants that will help you lose weight. Perhaps somebody can tell me in the chat. Thank you, Stacey. Oh, I know, Mr. DeGaff. I know. When people are looking, do you know, one of my stages of travelling was a train. And can I just say, LNER, fantastic trains. They were so helpful. And when I eventually got to my seat, evening Freemew, when I eventually got to my seat and they were genuinely concerned, I just thought, oh my God, I must look horrendous. I don't even know where I was going with that, but they treated me so well, and I just remember thinking I must look like I'm about to keel over. But that's not right, because I'm in my 20s. And I've become that woman that you see sitting down on the bus and you worry, is she going to make the end of the journey? I've become that person. Oh, hiya, Sapphire. You all right, love? Oh, dear. I don't know when the hell that happened. I am at the age where if I fall, nobody laughs. Okay? Exactly. That's exactly. If I fall, no one's laughing. People are deciding whether I've unalived on the spot or they need to call an ambulance because I broke a hip. Right? That's the age. Oh, bless you. It's in the green one wants to doctor shop. Oh, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing. It's a fall. Yeah, Jojo's had a fall. Not a trip. Oh, dear. Yeah, of course, Alex. Hang on, let me pin you down. And this is what gets me so annoyed with Orion. Do you know what, Freemew? I saw that. That's the other thing I was going to say. Thank you, because it went out my head. Right. Orion. When you are registered with a GP, okay, from the get-go, you get what's called an NHS number. And you keep that NHS number from birth, pretty much, right? It doesn't matter whether you change your name, change your address, right, or change your clothing, which is something you're not a big fan of, I see. Your NHS number stays with you. Doesn't matter where you go. Do you understand, right? So anybody with access to your medical records can see everything you are prescribed. Thank you. Chi number. Thank you. Right? So if you go to your doctors and say, I've had high blood pressure, my doctor prescribed me this, so can you just prescribe it? That's not going to happen. Right, back in my day, you knew your GP, okay, and you saw the same one. And this is where I am going to sound old. You saw the same one, so that you would be able to say, well, you remember that time 2 years ago when I had that condition? Well, I think it's back. Can you prescribe this? Right? That was a thing. Not so much now. So, hi Shaz, they rely on the system, I know, on the system to tell them your previous history. So you going in there and saying, oh, I know, the family GP, I know. Hi, Michelle. You going in there and saying, well, I've had high blood pressure and I got prescribed these. Can you give me these? Is days past. That's long gone. Long gone. So you are not going Thank you, Munchkin. You are not going to con a medical professional into giving you medicine. Do you understand it is more than their job is worth? Right? Well, so do I. Oh, I love that ink, Mum. I wish I was. I don't even bother with my GP, to be fair. I have a friend called Kate. Thank you, Lego. I know what you mean. They would absolutely lose their licence. They would absolutely lose their licence, right? And no medical professional worth his salt or her salt is going to lose their medical licence for anybody. So they're not just going to prescribe it to you because you said you had it before. Right? That is not happening. So stop telling your audience that that's something that they can do. This is where you are dangerous because you have minors in your life. And you don't just have pre-secondary school minors. You have minors 14, 15, 16 who are very susceptible. Did you know that the brain of a 14, 15, 16-year-old is very similar in chemical makeup to that of a schizophrenic at the start of their schizophrenia, right? Because the brain is developing. So if they want something badly enough, they will find a way. And you sitting on your live giving out all of this misinformation about, oh, I can just shop for a doctor, right? Or I can just tell the doctor this and they'll get prescribed this. They will cling to that information and they will try to implement it. And it's up to the awareness community to do lives like this, to try to get the information to them to say that don't listen to Orion because he's wrong. So wrong. And what infuriates me about you, Orion, is you know you're wrong. And if you don't know you're wrong, you certainly don't know if you're right. Because it's not information that you have checked, is it? It's you turning over what's in your head and it coming out of your mouth. And that is why awareness is so passionate. Hiya, Mama Yoda. That is why awareness is so passionate about awareness on people like you. People who put out the wrong information. Because people will act on what you say, and you damn well know it. It wouldn't surprise me, Orion, if you were saying, well, I'm going to source my estrogen from this place or this place, and you are waiting for somebody to come to you in the chat and say, well, I got it from this place. Oh no, Kim. Right? You can ask Jelly Tots, but I reserve the right to not answer if I don't like the question. Absolutely. Right? Your information is incorrect. Not only is it incorrect, it's dangerous. You put people in danger. Right? And that worries me because I'm more concerned about your audience than you are. I can sit and have a laugh with people and I can take the mick out of you, right? No, I wish you could. I can take the mick a bit out of behaviours and what have you, right? But what really bothers me, so Mama Kiki, Orion had the initial prescription. So Gender GP, before they blacklisted him, had already issued a prescription. So they honoured that prescription. So that's what they've got. So they've got 90 days, 3 months worth of hormones, right? That 3 months worth of hormones is baseline amount. My HRT is stronger. Okay? Because at 3 months, even Gender GP will not issue any more hormones unless or until you've had a blood test to determine whether your liver is coping. Thank you, Mina. How did you get blacklisted? So, Orion went on lives day after day after day. Hi, Hal. Thank you, darling. Day after day, and to you, darling. Yeah, I'll have to do it now, otherwise I'll forget. And you'll have to ask, otherwise you can't come up. Thank you, Paul, darling. Where are you, woman?
Hello. Right, very sorry to all. Reg, be quiet. Very sorry to all to interrupt. We had quite a horrific comment made earlier. Those who saw it will know the comment that I'm referring to regarding somebody in the chat who was very proud of something they'd done on Insta with Orion. Just to let you all know that I am very sorry that anybody had to see that before I got to it. That person has been muted and has been blocked. We will not tolerate that kind of behaviour towards anybody, irrespective of who they are or what they've done. Jojo, I will update you shortly over WhatsApp, but I just want to put a quick sorry for anybody that's subjected to it, may have been triggered by it. That person has been removed and blocked, because like I say, we will not tolerate anything that even smells remotely like it. So yeah, but I thought I'll just pop up. So that people know that it has been dealt with. It was dealt with promptly. But if anyone's been triggered, by all means, feel free to drop into my DMs. But they've been very swiftly removed, and they will not be back.
No,
under no circumstances they will not be back.
And I don't even know what happened, but no. Thank you, Gemma.
I saw it, muted them, blocked them. They will not be back. So I'll let you know what was said.
Thank you, darling.
That's all. Right, love you all. Bye.
Appreciate you. Thank you, love. Hiya, Sophie. So, for future reference on these live, I haven't seen the question, love. For future reference on my lives, right? Even if you've been coming in here for a year and I've interacted with you, my mods have interacted with you, and you've been nothing but lovely. I'll answer that in just a second, Jelly. And you've been lovely and we've had no issue with you. It doesn't matter. If you come out with something vile to somebody else who's in this live, you are gone, right? And when I find out what was... No, it's all right, Jelly. It won't be answered with any hate either, love. When I find out what's happened, I'm going to make sure you stay blocked, whoever you are, right? What we don't do in here is shame others. What we don't do in here is put other people down to make ourselves feel better. Okay? And I have always told people that this is a safe room. Now, you might not like me and you might not like what I say, but we don't tolerate bullying in here. So if the person that has been blocked, just bear with. Right, I've just seen what was said. Let me just... there's a couple of things that we don't do in here, right? We don't dox Orion, that's number one, and we don't wish harm on Orion, that's number two. So the person that has been blocked was very proud of the fact that they had wished harm on Orion. We don't do that in here. Now, Orion steps on my very last nerve pretty much daily. Orion puts out horrendously incorrect information. Orion lies for a living, right? But what we don't do, and what we will never do, and no awareness worth its salt will ever stand by, is making threats to Orion's safety. That is a no. That is a block, right? And I will now take that information and I will pass it on to every cam tour, every screen recorder, and every awareness person that I can think of, and get them blocked from them as well. So to the person who won't see this but may see this on a screen recording later, threatening somebody because you don't like them, threatening their safety and threatening to harm them because you don't like them, is the most prehistoric, unwarranted, unconscionable thing that you could have done. And I'm going to make it my personal mission that you are not able to get into anyone else's live who documents or cam twos Orion. Do you understand? Because your attitude is the attitude that gets people harmed offline in the real world. And we don't condone that, and we don't stand for it. So if I was you, I would take yourself off and have a very long look in the mirror, because you are threatening somebody. Thank you. Because you disagree with what they say and how they represent themselves. I wish zero harm on Orion. Do you understand? I never want anyone to hurt Orion. I want Orion held accountable, but through proper legal channels. So if you're coming in here with the attitude that somehow I hate Orion or I want harm to come to him, remove yourself, because that's not what this is about, right? Why I go at Orion, Jelly? I go at Orion for several reasons, and I'll list them now, right? Because you think you've heard of what Orion is like. Thank you, Kath. So Orion will tell you themselves that they were inappropriate in a live capacity, okay? He will also tell you he was 17, 2 weeks away from being 18, and that the other person who outed what they'd done was an adult. Now, here's personally for me, I hold that person as responsible as I hold you, Orion. So don't sit there and tell me that I don't consider that person just as bad, because I do. Orion has conned a 10-year-old out of money on Roblox. An autistic 10-year-old. Orion has claimed to have been SA'd by various people over at least the 2 years that I've been following them, right? One of them was not somebody that was even in the country. Orion has claimed to have been tested for the big C, has HS, has tics, has Tourette's, has liver failure, has malnutrition, right? Has ADHD, has autism, is trans. The autism, there is a report. Isn't it funny, Orion, that report is nowhere to be seen? Right? Orion wants to be labelled disabled. Thank you, Lucky Cub. Wants to be labelled disabled because, now, I have disabilities and a lot of people have disabilities. Thank you, Lego. A lot of people have disabilities. Let me tell you about people with disabilities. If we can't do something the way we used to do it, we will adapt and find another way of doing it. We don't stop doing what we're doing. Do you understand? Thank you, Sophie. Right? We don't stop. We change the way we do things. We adapt. Right? And it's really hard mentally as well as physically. We don't shout, we're disabled. I'm disabled, I'm entitled to this, I'm disabled. We don't do that. We don't use disability to excuse our behaviour. We may use it to explain, but never to excuse. Orion uses disability to excuse their behaviour. If you've noticed, whenever he behaves like a brat, it's all overstimulated. I'm overstimulated, I'm overstimulated. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're spitting your dummy out because your narcissistic tendencies are showing. That's all that is. Right? This person has convinced thousands and thousands of people that they are trans, to the point they have raised upwards of £350,000 to transition. To transition. This was three and a half years ago. Yes, we will. Right? What has Orion paid for to transition? Nothing. It's free to grow your hair. Evening, Hayley. Right? Nothing. He's done nothing. Hasn't even got a name change by Deepo. I'm so sorry, Karen. Has bought designer items, has had God knows how many takeaways, has paid for Airbnbs, right? Has lived quite a nice lifestyle. Thank you very much. Off the back of a lie, which now is being perpetuated by this absolute farce that, oh, well, I'm on hormones now, you can't tell me I'm not trans. I will. I'll tell you you're not trans. I don't care. I don't care because I know you're not trans. I know you're not trans for a very simple reason. You need a gender dysphoria diagnosis. You haven't got one because you can't get one. Because you can't con anyone into giving you one, can you? Because you aren't trans. Because you're quite happy with your gender. That is it. That is why I go at Orion. Right? Because he puts out such, thank you, Maria, such dangerous, wild information. Yeah? And he does it very calculatedly. Let me tell you, Orion will come live between the hours of 3 and 4 of an afternoon, right? And they will do, thank you, Tracy, they will do activities that tie in to those people coming home from school. So there was a live held last week where Orion had all his Pokemon cards out because he knows that the older primary, younger seniors are interested in Pokemon cards. So he'll get them out, and that gets the numbers in. That gets the people in who then gift him with pocket money, leftover dinner money, birthday money, Christmas money, you name it, right? And he does it, thank you, Sophie, every day. He will go over to Kick because he gets paid. So when a troll goes over to Kick and has a go at him, he gets paid. The more he engages with the trolls on Kick, the more he gets paid. Over here, he gets the viewing figures, but not as many gifts. Right? Once you see it, hiya Cubster, once you, thank you Josie, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let me tell you, right, I have a stepchild. We are in Scotland. I don't know the date that the English schools break up for summer. Orion does. Orion is on at night because he knows the schools, thank you, hiya Josie, the schools in America kick out at a certain time. Right? He's not stupid. Orion will know it's this Friday. This is what I want to, I don't know how else to say it. Orion will know it's Friday. Thank you, Louise. It is, Dan. And this is what I can't seem to get across to the diehards that stick up for Orion. He knows exactly what he's doing. Let me tell you, today's live, this afternoon's live, right? What you saw there was Orion high. Evening, Julie. Right? All the fan blowing in his face and him lip syncing to songs, etc. That is high behaviour. What you will get now, within possibly tonight even, because trust me when I tell you, he will see this live. You'll get the come down. Hi, Cass. Hi, Hazel, love. You'll get the come down. And the come down is usually really rough, right? And if they're not screaming and shouting, they're crying. And this is, hiya Lady Far, this is a cycle that we've seen repeat itself over and over and over again, right? We'll get the come down. We'll get the it's everybody else's fault. I just want to be a trans woman, a disabled trans woman. I want to be left alone and I just want to get up, get on with what I'm doing. And all these people are picking on me and making life really difficult, right? Let me tell you, hiya Moonling, awareness on Orion started after Orion. Right? And there's hundreds of us. We didn't all suddenly just see Orion and think, I'm going to pick on him. It was the behaviour and the red flags that started the awareness community turned the awareness community onto Orion, right? After the come down, we normally have the feeling sorry for myself part of the I'm just trying to be myself. I don't understand why people don't like me. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Orion's digital footprint. Hi, love. Hi, Cheryl. Right. Then we have the part of the cycle that is, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to show them and I'm going to get this and I'm going to get that. And then it builds, and it builds to the conceited part of the cycle, which is, well, I'm famous. I'm one step down from Ariana. Everybody wants to be me. Everybody wants what I have. I'm beautiful. I'm stunning. And then we start again. The rage baiting, exactly. And the rage baiting is for financial gain. Everything Orion does, thank you, Moonling, is for financial gain. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And unfortunately, the people who don't see it or can't see it are so blind to it, because if you're not looking at it through awareness's eyes, it does look like we're bullies. Thank you, Moonling. It does look like we're bullies. Right? We do look like we're picking on him. Thank you, Moonling. Evening, Linda, love. Hiya, Julie. Hi, FYP recap. Sorry, I wish I hadn't seen you come in, right? The autism thing. Here's another reason why I will not give him the autism label. Bearing in mind, I have one child with diagnosed autism and one child who is diagnosed ADHD. Okay. Evening, Lynn. Thank you, Linda. Orion managed 4 nights or 3 nights on Scranway Down with no help, no input from mum, I'm assuming. Right? Scranway Down, yeah. Don't even get me started on that. Was perfectly capable, perfectly organised, was chopping up stuff, answering questions, managed to bring the cat, did all the sorts of things that my diagnosed with autism and older than Orion child would struggle with. No prompting, was able to socially engage with no issue. Right? Travel back and forth and do totally, there was nothing there that said to me, I've got it wrong, he's autistic. No, not at all. Kept to a schedule. I'll tell you why Mew keeps getting the fan not turned on her, running out of food, not putting fresh water down, because Mew is not important. And the fact that you're in here, V, tells me you're obsessed with me. So why don't I help you out? There you go. Right? I'm trying to explain to those people who are listening, who are in here, who support Orion, why I talk about Orion. Because he's got you. And it pains me to say it, because a lot of you are really lovely. A lot of you are lovely. Thank you, Julie. The cat's not a priority. The cat's a prop. Thank you, Bud and Bruce. The cat is not a priority because the cat is a prop. Okay? No anxiety at all, no. But that comes and goes, apparently. Thank you, Ellie, darling. Right? So, the reason that I sit here, what feels like night after night, day after day, etc., okay, is because I see the cycles of behaviour. I see the level of manipulation, and I see the blind loyalty of people who think Orion is everything he says he is. And all I can say to you is he's not. He really isn't. And I've had some lovely conversations with what came to be Orion's ex-mods, and I'm also having conversations with other people who stick up for Orion, okay? And I have no issue with that at all. But I have to tell you, once you see the pattern, you will understand awareness. It absolutely is. Everything is a prop. And you know what? I think some of you that stick up for Orion are actually some of the loveliest people, because you are the sort of people that will defend when somebody is being bullied. You are the sort of people that will stand around somebody and protect them. And I think that's amazing. And it hurts my soul that you are being utterly taken advantage of. Absolutely. Let me tell you, right, there was a time when Elphaba pushed Mew, and that I'm using that word loosely, pushed Mew off the bed. And the look, thank you, Hal, thank you, Kath. And there was a look that Orion gave the cat. Right? That is the real Orion. None of this, oh, bless you, Kiki. None of this, oh, people are just picking on me. I love myself. Oh, Jojo's just this horrible old woman who's got nothing better to do. That is not Orion. The person that was looking at the cat like they did not want the cat to be there anymore, that is the real Orion. Oh, I know. And anyone who comes in here and has come from Orion's side and is genuinely asking me a question, I have no problem. No problem at all. Thank you, Kath. The fact that the cat is drinking from a tap. Hello. The cat should have fresh water. I would be changing that water every hour or so to make sure that water was cold and fresh, right? There should be kibble down. There should be biscuits down for the cat all day. The cat should not be eating next to the litter tray. This is all basic stuff, right? Did Orion wash his hands after he put on the estrogel? Because he said he was going to. We all know he's not a massive fan of washing his hands because he won't think twice. He won't think twice about touching the cat. Do you know how dangerous that is? Thank you, Debs. Do you know how dangerous that is? Thank you. I'm very glad that he did, because it's incredibly dangerous for him to touch the cat after touching estrogel. Right? The fact that Orion will sit there with the fan on him and not the cat or the room, so it's not circulating air around the room, how that doesn't bother anybody, I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad they've washed their hands. There is a reason Orion wears the same dress, goes to sleep and wakes up in the same dress, right? And doesn't change it. I'll tell you why. Because the interaction comes in the comments. Is he still wearing that same dress? Is Elphaba still in the same dress? Oh my God, change your dress. Blah. Boosts engagement. Boosts numbers. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's not because he's disabled or he's autistic or he's overstimulated. It's because he knows people are going to talk about the fact that he's wearing the same clothes for the last 3 or 4 days, and it's going to boost the engagement in his life. Oh, bless you, Meg. Unfortunately, when you do say something, you are likely to be ignored, because when a comment is ignored and you can see that the streamer has seen it, you're going to re-say it. You're going to re-say it in the comments. You're going to keep saying it. Then you're going to get people. I know, Meg. Then you're going to get people who will either reiterate what you're saying or disagree with what you're saying. That again increases engagement. That's what he wants. It's why he doesn't block on Kick. Do you understand? The hate on the TikToks, he can't stand it. He will get you to block it. Get it out my room. I don't want to see it. I'm not having that in here, is what you'll get. On Kick, you won't get any of that. You don't get that because on Kick, he gets paid. He'll tell you himself, oh no, keep the troll comments coming. I get paid for them. The evidence is right there. It's right there. You just have to look. But you have to look with an open mind and not a biased one. And it's not easy. It's not easy when you don't like someone, and it's not easy when you do like them. I know that. It's difficult. It is difficult. And Orion is polarising. No, don't worry. Orion is polarising. Orion is like me, ironically. We're both Marmite. People either love us or they hate us. And that's okay. That's okay. But when you're putting out misinformation, what you will only find, you will find in here, right? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I need to say sorry, I'll say sorry. But what I will do is tell you things I know are true and that I can provide receipts for, right? And I will demonstrate them if I can. Anybody, hi Evelyn, anybody making derogatory videos about Orion using AI, again, is not something awareness stand by. Sorry. True awareness will not make the person they're making awareness on a victim. Number one. Number two, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. Don't do it. What is your thought process? Someone asked me earlier, what is my end game? Here's my end game. Orion coming off all social media and getting himself sorted. Getting himself on the path, Evening Taz, that he could be on to being a successful member of society. That's my end game. Right? Because at 22, I hope it's not too late for him. Thank you, Michelle. I know, Alex. And that's the thing. A lot of us have reached out to try and... Thank you, Coco, darling. A lot of us have reached out to try and help Orion. Do you understand? A lot of the awareness community has tried to help. Okay? And he doesn't want the help. He doesn't want the help. Oh, that'll come, Hal. Don't worry, that'll come. So, unfortunately, because he's so polarising, and because I can be so polarising, people... Thank you, Rufus, love. People will use me as an example for saying that I'm a bully, right? That I bully Orion. Just by calling him Orion. I call him Orion because I'm not going to dismiss the trans community who have gone through hell to be themselves. Thank you, Yorkshire. To be themselves. I'm not going to disrespect them. Okay? Oh, Lord. Is that... Oh, good God. Is that what they've done? Can I just ask anybody who's in my WhatsApp, do we know who's made the AI? Thank you, Yorkshire love. Because I don't know how many ways to say this. If you are involved, liked or commented on the AI currently circulating of Orion, right? And you follow me and I see you, I will block you in the time it takes for you to blink, and I won't unblock you. Do you understand? I didn't say it. But if I see that you've liked it, reshared it, whatever, interacted with it on any level, and I recognise you from one of my lives, you'll be blocked. There's something doing the rounds. I don't really want to say too much. If you know, you know. You'll be blocked instantly. But what I want for Orion, I don't want any harm to come to Orion, right? Good. I don't want any harm to come to Orion, right? Somebody has made an AI that is very unpleasant, that wishes harm on Orion. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I don't want any harm to come to Orion, ever. But when you are sitting there saying, I'm in hiding and I was moved because, thank you, darling. I hope not, because that would be very upsetting, Alex. I was moved because something happened to me and I'm now in hiding. And I know that that's not why you were moved. Thank you, Shaz. I get very cross on behalf of those people who are in hiding. Right? Who are in hiding because they've been assaulted in some way. I get very cross. Because you are taking a lived experience and you are applying it to you where you have no business applying it. And that really bugs me. But what I want for Orion is to come off social media, sort the rugs out. Thank you, Jane. Sort any issues out that you have mentally, physically, whatever you've got going on, get whatever help you need, whatever therapy you may need, right? And become a successful and productive member of society. That's what I want for Orion. No, I know, Jane, but somebody asked me in the chat before, what's my end game? And but it's not my end game, it should be yours, Orion, right? And it's not something I can make you do, it has to come from you. I don't know, honestly, how much lower you have to fall. Because you know your 2.8k or whoever it was in your lives, right? Who was watching you this afternoon, okay? And you said to somebody, "Oh, I've got 2 point whatever k it is in my life. I don't hardly think that's falling off." And then you started singing. Did you watch your numbers drop? Thank you, Daisy. Did you watch your numbers drop? Right? Because they dropped because nobody's there to hear you sing. Nobody's there for you to do your thing and be yourself and watch you because they like you. They were in there looking for the gossip, waiting for you to kick off about whatever had happened. Right? That's what they were there for. And that's why your viewing figures dropped when you started to sing. I don't know how much more obvious I can be. This is what I'm telling you is the truth. And it's not based on my dislike or like or approval of Orion. It's based on fact. People love drama. And unfortunately, Orion knows that and knows exactly how to start the drama or keep it going. And it saddens me. It saddens me that genuinely nice people are taken in. I thought Faye was very real and very informative. I thought, thank you, Hayley. I think Faye knows what she's talking about. Faye is going through the gender affirming care at the moment, and so is able to spot the BS, but was kind enough not to say it in so many words, actually. So, and they've had beef, Faye and Orion. They've had beef, let's not forget. They had a physical altercation in a nightclub. What are you concerned about, Caleb? And I thought Faye was very controlled, actually, as to what she said and how she said it. I think Faye's had her own issues to deal with. And she is working really hard to deal with what issues she's got. What do I make of Maria and Diva coming to the flat to get through? The first thing I will say to you is, until I've seen proof that Maria and Diva are coming to the flat, I'm not going to comment on it, because I could tell you what I think. No, that's not. Hang on. Having Maria and Diva in a very small bedsit is not a good idea, in my humble opinion. Just from a sense of space. But until I see Maria there, hi Karma, and Diva there, I don't believe they're coming, because I don't listen to gossip. The two cats, that female cats that don't know each other particularly well. That's not a good. Hiya, Bay. That's not a good. That's not good. That's not good. Because I don't know where David's stuff would go. Hiya, lost the plot. You're all right, darling. I don't know where. It bothers me. Hiya, ants. It bothers me, the infection risk. It bothers me. It all bothers me. Honestly, it all bothers me. I don't think. I don't know whether Maria has the financial capacity to go to a vet near her. In actual fact, I think that's Orion's financial responsibility to pay for Diva. Not going to lie. Thank you. Oh, that's very true, Lou. That's very true. Could use PTSD. I don't know how far Maria would have to travel. Yeah, and I think that's, yeah. I don't know why they were in debt with the vets. I don't know. But I do know that Orion wouldn't have said he was in debt with the vets if he hadn't paid it off. So I do believe he has had a debt, and I do believe he has paid it off. Because he doesn't normally say, thank you. No, don't worry, Nessa. He doesn't normally say there is a debt unless he's paid it. So I do believe he has paid the debt. Exactly, Dan. Goodness knows what's going to happen, honestly. I dread to think. I dread to think. They're really not Mina Rose, and they're also very... I'm not into... I think Cats Protection would be better, actually, because they give you vouchers to take to your own vets. Oh, Dan. Do PDSA do spaying and stuff? I think they do, don't they? Oh, blacklisted from... do you know, honest to God, sorry. Right. Oh, did you? Why they got blacklisted from Gender GP is because for months, Orion was saying that Gender GP had taken his money and not provided him with the service that he had paid for. Right? So he said that he'd paid his money, he paid his registration, he'd done all this, that and the other and not got hormones. And they were absolutely disgraced when he'd been in touch with them several times and they weren't paying him and they weren't giving the hormones and blah, blah, blah. Right? Oh, did you? Oh, say a name or inbox me with the name. Thank you, Sam Mum. So this went on for months, right? Despite the fact, oh, I love that. Despite the fact that he was repeatedly told that the monthly payment was not the payment for the prescriptions. With Gender GP, you pay for everything. So you pay for the token, you pay for the prescriptions, you pay a subscription, you pay for your blood tests, you pay for your doctor's appointments, your Ayakazi, for all of it. The £30 or £35 a month is not a subscription to get your hormones. So you were told repeatedly by people in the live, people outside the lives, that is not what Gender GP, that's not how it works, right? Thank you, Munchkin. I will jazz you as well. But carried on, right? Then goes back to Gender GP and has a problem with the prescription, says that they've downloaded the prescription or whatever you. Thank you, Munchkin. And that the prescription wasn't there. That's not how it works. Thank you, Kayla. And was repeatedly told that's not how it works. Evening, Dead Folly. You cannot prescribe your own prescription. That the prescription had to go, that the token would get scanned, that would generate prescription, the prescription that would then be fulfilled, and then you would pay for your prescription. That's how it works. But would not stop saying, Gender GP scammed me, Gender GP scammed me, right. And so people who don't like Orion, right, contacted Gender GP and said, this is what this person is saying about you. Now, if you had somebody who was under your care, who was slagging you off whilst you were trying to perform a service in connection with them, would you want them on your system? So he was warned, he was told, stop talking about us, stop slagging us off. Otherwise, we're going to withdraw our services from you. He didn't stop, right? So then services were withdrawn, blacklisted. We're not accepting this person again. But the version you all got was, I complained about their customer care and they blacklisted me because I dared to speak out. No, you slandered them and you're lucky they don't take you to court. Oh, seriously. It's not. Evening, Lynn. To the point where Dr. Webberley comes on and speaks about him and says, this is not the case. the way Orion works is he will then twist up what has been done and said to make himself look like the victim, and the victim of some horrendous prejudice. Drives me nuts, thank you, Millie. Drives me nuts. Because the people in the chat are saying, oh, I can't believe Gender GP did that to you. For you just sticking up for yourself. If you had, thank you, Melly, if you had a business and that person, somebody in your business was slagging you off, I know, you couldn't make it up, was slagging you off, would you want them to continue to be a part of your business as a customer? Would you? Heck! It really does, Coco. Gender GP as well. They don't not treat anybody for anything. So, you know, for them to go, we wash our hands of you. That doesn't happen. That does not happen. And he sat there and he said, I haven't had a cease and desist. You got told to stop. You read it out. You read the email out on a live. Oh, yeah, Gender GP said I was talking bad about them when I complained about their customer services. You called them transphobic. You called them scammers. We don't, but he had an email to say stop. Yeah. Yeah. But the way that Orion is wired is there are no consequences to his behaviour. I would agree with that, Kaz. The way he's wired is he's just doing his best. I don't know, Rachel, because Gender GP aren't UK based. It's why the NHS won't work with them. Because it used to be they used to work in tandem with each other, but now they won't work with them because they're not based over here. So, but his prescription will be on the system under his CHI number or an NHS number. So that is now on the system in the NHS. Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone in here know whether a marker on somebody from the police follows the person or the address? Because I don't know. Oh, gosh. Lots of people saying. It depends. I would have said person. Thank you for the clarification. Thank you. Person. So, thank you, Jan. If it's the person and the address, or just the person, thank you, Sally, then you're going to find yourself, Orion, because I noticed you haven't called the police recently. Thank you. So there is a marker. There is a marker. Right? at Orion's previous address, there was a marker placed. Hiya, Lorna. Because Orion was problematic. Yeah, Chris. Because Orion was problematic with the amount of times he called the emergency services. Thank you, Louise. Hiya, Sally. Right? You don't get that for no reason. And you don't get that for making 2 or 3 silly calls to 999. You get that by being persistently a pest. All right, Leah. Right? And you have to go quite some way to be persistent enough to get, to get a marker put up against your name. You gotta go quite some. Yeah, Chris. To get a marker. Right? That's not, we can't, this is the thing with awareness, right? You know how it's my fault that Orion is barred and banned from different places? It wouldn't matter. I could phone every pub between here and Soho, right? Let's go for Soho because we know he likes to go around there. I could contact every pub and every nightclub. Thank you, Sarah. With stories about Orion. I could back it up with evidence. I could send in screenshots and TikToks and all sorts, right? I could do all of that. They will not ban him off the back of me sending in some videos and a strongly worded email. Do you understand? It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. So you can blame me all you like if you like. I have a TikTok marker, yeah. I see in Soho. We love a Paz around here. It wouldn't matter what I said. It wouldn't make a damn bit of difference. It's like contacting the council. It doesn't matter what I say. Until they've investigated or found that things are wrong, nothing's going to happen. It's not me that's got any power. It's not me doing this to Orion. It is Orion doing this to himself. Do you understand? Right? So I can contact every pub in Soho. They will completely ignore me unless they see evidence for themselves. They will even just delete my email. Right? It's not me that's put Orion on pub watch. It's Orion. Ugh. Bless you, sweet pie. I have so much power here. Who knew? Who knew that I could control who pubs let in to their premises? But what you will hear from Orion is all these people, they phone up before me. They can phone up before. They phone up when they know I'm there and they get me kicked out. No. They will not kick you out unless they've already been pre-warned about you by Pub Watch or the bouncers are in touch with each other. Honest to God. But if you listen, if you listen to Orion, it's everybody else's fault. Everything is always everybody else's fault. It's always sorry, but go for it. It's always sorry, but I was overstimulated. Sorry, but I'd had a bit to drink. Sorry, but those men were shouting and I'm a woman on my own. Right? Got nothing to do with you taking rugs in these premises, has it, Orion? It's got nothing to do with you swiping people's drinks in these premises, has it, Orion? It's got nothing to do with you being a problematic patron on these premises, has it, Orion? And how would I know any of that? Right? I wouldn't. I get told after the fact. So I don't even know to contact the pubs. Because I'm not watching you 24/7. Right? What I see, it gets sent to me. You don't even pop up on my FYP, thank God. It's what gets sent to me. It's what other awareness teams are saying. Hiya, Claire. Oh, they are absolutely known for it. Yeah, which is how they've made their way onto Pub Watch. Again, you've got to be doing something pretty bad to get noticed by Pub Watch. Thank you, Scouse Claire. Right? You people credit me with way too much. Way too much. They have to send Mum because they're at risk of losing their licence otherwise, aren't they? So they have to act quickly. And if people can't learn from their own behaviour, thank you, Butterfly, absolutely. If they can't, thank you, Katrina, if they can't learn from the behaviour, that's not my problem. And it's not my fault. Are you? Oh, I hope they stay away from Brighton. I'm not going to lie. Thank you, Holly, love. Right? It's not my fault. Oh. You watch now, there'll be screen recordings of me now and people calling me a bully and saying that I'm dreadful for calling Orion, that I'm crazy because I know all this stuff about the RSPCA, and there'll be all sorts on me now. If you've been here the whole time, you would have seen the whole time why I say what I say. But yeah, that'll be out tomorrow. Nobody send me anything. Nobody tag me in it because I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Thank you, Kate, for that information. I didn't know that. I knew it was difficult to get onto Pub Watch. You had to be exhibiting some pretty consistently poor behaviour to get onto Pub Watch, but I didn't realise it was that in depth. So thank you for that, Kate. Yeah, I don't think Brighton's ready for Orion. I really don't. Hiya, Kath. No, I know. Do you know, and please don't worry about what people are saying about me. I genuinely couldn't care less. Really couldn't. So please don't sit and think you have to defend me or write anything in the comments. Literally just scroll on. Block them and scroll on. Or just scroll on. They're not worth your time. Genuinely not worth your time. Pub Watch is something that came in so that if you misbehave and you do it more times than you should, in more places than you should, you get put onto a list. I don't know whether your photo is shared as well. I'm assuming it is. Correct, Josie. Then they can radio each other. Hiya, T. Wow. Shops do have a similar scheme. Yes, they do. That's very true. Pictures behind the bar. Oh my God. Can you imagine having your 22 years of age and your pictures behind the bar? That blows my mind, that does. Poppy is doing very, very well. I have no idea. I don't think he got £12,000. I don't believe that for a second. I don't know whether anybody contacted the DWP over the £1,000 they got. I don't know. I didn't. I was on holiday. God, it's really in-depth, isn't it, Kate? I suppose it has to be, though, doesn't it? Because otherwise you could be accused of targeting someone, I guess. Did you named and shamed wall? Problematic. Oh, God. Yeah, but imagine, though, if your picture was behind the, where the public couldn't see it, so that that's bad. That is bad. Thank you, Ozzy. I would take whatever Zach says with a huge pinch of salt. Just saying. Huge. Oh, yeah. Orion would think they'd wanted it autographed. Bearing in mind that there's Ariana and then there's Orion in terms of fame. There's Ariana and there's... Oh, bless. That is some level of delusion right there. Oh, do you know what? Oh, there's definitely an income. I just wouldn't bet on it being 12k from Spam Down. I just wouldn't. I don't. And Adele. Oh, my days. I love that, Gemma. Hi, Nessa. I love that. Bitch behind the bar at the local. Oh, fantastic. One tier below Adele. Oh, my God. Oh, Brighton. I dread to think what your thought is. What's your thought, love? I believe so, Winnie. I believe so. I think if you go back and look through my posts, you'll see one of the accounts he's on. I don't want to say the account name on here because I don't want to give people the reason to go and look, but I think he's there. You go back through my my TikToks. If it's not there, message me and I will give you the profile name of the one I've seen. I think there are several. Yeah. He's he's back. He's back. He doesn't stay off, does he? Mark Feely is a predator. He is an absolute PDF, unfortunately, who hasn't been convicted, I don't believe.